Can you guess the number one thing Eiichiro Oda wished he knew when he first started One Piece?
I wish I knew what storyboards actually were. I would start telling my stories using full-on underdrawings instead.
And that might seem fine, but it's actually a huge mistake for beginners. Imagine spending hours drawing manga, but when you show them to an editor, they say,
"Yeah, this won't work. You need to redo everything."
And all that time and effort? Gone. We've seen hundreds of beginners make the same mistake. But with the help of pro-Japanese mangakas and a pro-manga editor with over 50 years of combined experience in the industry, our students went from making rookie mistakes to joining manga contests in just 3 months. So, if you're in the same boat, keep watching. Because today, we're breaking down the storyboarding hacks that help make their manga clearer, stronger, and way more professional. If you want to steal the same tricks, then you don't want to miss this. Stick around until the very end, and we'll even show you how you could share your manga directly with publishers in Japan. Have you ever read a manga that flows like a movie? Panels that pull you along, page after page, without even you realizing it? That doesn't happen by accident. Before your favorite manga got printed, it was probably a mess of rough sketches. And that messy stage, that's where the magic actually happens. That stage is called storyboarding. It's where creators plan the pacing, flow, camera angles, emotional beats, everything. Think of it like the blueprint architects use to build a house. Skipping the storyboard is like skipping the blueprint and just hoping your house doesn't collapse. Even legends like Oda Sensei, the creator of One Piece, learned this the hard way as a rookie. He lost weeks of work because he skipped the storyboarding phase. Our own mentor, pro manga editor Vivi, said that storyboards could be revised up to 5 times if they're not good enough. So, if your storyboard is weak, everything else about your manga suffers. That's why mastering this stage is a crucial requirement if you really want to make manga. And honestly, that's why we created our online one-shot manga drawing program. We see too many beginners struggling to do everything alone. Now, we're offering 10 slots for our free manga roadmap call where we can help you clarify your manga goals, troubleshoot what's holding you back, and decide what you need to do in the next 60 to 90 days. It's totally fine if you're starting from scratch because we'll guide you step by step. And you know what's exciting? Our best students are getting an all-expense-paid trip to Japan's biggest indie comic convention where they get the rare opportunity to share their work directly with Japanese publishers. If you start now, one of those students could be you. Book your free manga roadmap call with us today. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment. Alright, let's talk about how to actually storyboard like a pro. Here are 3 game-changing lessons every beginner needs to know. Tip number 1, understand the process. Beginners tend to skip straight into drawing their final pages, but pros do the opposite. They plan their pages first. Here's how it works. First, make thumbnails. These are tiny sketches where you figure out your manga's flow, pacing, and panel layout. Manga should flow like a movie when you read it. But if every single page looks the same, that flow dies. Keeping your thumbnails small forces you to focus on what matters. That way, it's super easy to spot repetitive layouts and test new ideas quickly. Next is the actual storyboard. This is when you draft on full-sized pages. No more mini sketches. You draw it rough and messy in pencil, kind of like sketching a blueprint for a house. This is when you get feedback from an editor and make adjustments. If you need to redo it a couple of times, don't fret. That's totally normal. Once you've decided on the final version of your storyboard, it's time for your underdrawing. This is when you turn your messy storyboard into a clean guide for inking. Pro tip, Most artists draw their undersketches in a different color and opacity so they're easier to see under the final line art. That's what our student Jamie did. He used a light blue color to make it easier to draw over it with black ink. You could even use different colors for different parts of your manga, like what our student Courtney did here. Once you're ready to use black ink, that means there's no turning back. All the sketching pays off when you draw the line art of your final manga pages. Keep in mind that every mangaka is different, so one artist's process might not be the same as another's. But remember, there's one thing they all have in common. They know that good manga starts with a good storyboard first. So don't skip it. Tip number 2, stop overusing diagonal panels. You know those diagonal panels you see a lot in shonen manga? Honestly, too many beginners overuse them. Why? Because they think it looks cool. But they don't really know how to use them properly to improve the reading flow. You know what happens instead? The paneling looks forced and awkward. Here's some advice from Bleach mangaka Tite Kubo.
Stick to vertical and horizontal panels. My editor said, "You have too many diagonally oriented panels," which really stuck with me.
And that's a lesson that should stick with you too. Regular panels might not seem as exciting, but you'll eventually realize that you need them, just like Kubo-sensei did. That was something our students Christina and Jamie also had to learn from one of our mentors, pro mangaka Rena Saya. We asked her when you should use naname goma or diagonal panels, and this is what she said.
In many cases, that should be action scenes or some important scenes you should emphasize. But as a general rule, naname goma is not used when the scene is quiet.
For most scenes, simple box panels actually work best. Plus, they're way easier to read. So, save your diagonal panels for dramatic or action-packed moments. Because if you try to make every panel dramatic, the real hype scenes lose their punch. Tip number 3. Forget about perfection. This is the most important tip you'll hear today. Stop trying to draw perfect storyboards. The creator of Beelzebub, Ryuhei Tamura, shares,
I'll find myself at a standstill if I aim for a high bar like perfect storyboards. Instead, I lower the bar and just get the work done.
And that's the secret. Lower the pressure by ignoring your inner critic. One of our students, Aki, said something similar when she attempted her first storyboard.
Just try it. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just truly to finish, to have a completed project and to say and to prove to myself that I can do it.
Storyboards aren't meant to be pretty. So give yourself permission to make a mess. After all, that's how all your favorite mangakas came up with their ideas. Once you actually get the chance to work with an editor, both of you will collaborate on how to make your story pacing and visual storytelling even better by looking at your storyboards. In pros, they go through 3, 4, 5 rounds of storyboard revisions to get to the published version that we see. So of course, there's no time to make everything look perfect. It just has to be good enough that your editor can understand what's happening, who's talking, and how the story is going to flow. And if you still find yourself getting stuck, don't worry, we got your back. Let's figure out your next steps together in our free manga roadmap call. We're only opening 10 slots. So just click the link in the description or the pinned comment and pick a time that works for you. In the meantime, watch this video if you've ever wondered how foreigners can publish manga.